What's up, everybody? It's your boy Ali coming to you live, and today I'm going to be talking about my top 10 favorite coffee shops, places that I've reviewed, traveled to. This is including coffee shops here in the nation, including the island of Hawaii, then also places such as Italy, Poland, just places that I've traveled to around the world, really. But otherwise, here are my top 10. But if you haven't already, please subscribe my channel, Grubbin' with Ali. Drop a comment down below. Let me know if there's any coffee shops that you prefer, that you recommend. If there's specific coffee there that you'd like me to try, hit it down below. Drop a like down below, support your boy. It'll help with the YouTube algorithm. As you all know, I love coffee so much. Coffee is what keeps me motivated. Coffee keeps the world going around, and as you can tell, I'm having coffee already. This morning I picked up some Philz over there in Sunnyvale. Got some coffee for Stacy and I. It's pretty rare now when I get to have this. It's pretty far from where I live, but coffee is just an everyday substantial product, something that I need every single day. I'm sure you guys can relate. For all you coffee lovers out there, you know what I'm talking about. Starting with number 10 on the list of Ali's top 10 favorite coffee shops. Number 10 is the Wormhole Coffee. I reviewed this back in 2016 when I went to Chicago. I went with a couple buddies of mine, and we were going through the little different districts. I think we were near Greektown, somewhere near downtown Chicago, and we were packing up, getting ready to go back to the hotel, but I seen this blue coffee shop. It's like this little gem that popped up out of nowhere in this boutique strip, and it was called the Wormhole. Sounded really cool. Went in, and the first thing I noticed, it was just kind of like bunch of like random paintings, bicycles, it was kind of it was very creative. It was kind of weird, but at the same time, it really matched what the menu served. So my favorite drink there was the latte with curry. So basically, it was Chicago Brew Coffee House. I think it was Intelligentsia, actually. And what they did was they make in-house curry, very thick, bunch of ginger, and they poured it inside. It wasn't your artificial syrup. It was the pure curry sauce, and they poured it in the latte. And the moment I drank that, it just burned the throat. It was excellent. Something that I've never had before. It was kind of like sipping chicken noodle ramen broth, just tiny bit, but with heavy loads of coffee. It was something I've never had. And to me, that falls number 10, most unique, something a little different. Number 9 on the list is Alfreds Coffee and Melrose Place. It's located in Beverly Hills. This little bougie shop serves a couple unique drinks. Part of it was their ice cream cone, which was chocolate dipped inside and espresso poured in. Unfortunately, Stacy and I paid a visit earlier. I think it was last year. When did we go to LA, babe? I forgot when we went to LA. I think it was sometime last year. And they don't serve it anymore, unfortunately. I don't know what happened. But they also can, as an alternative, they can take a fresh coconut and break the top, and you can also pour an espresso mixed with the coconut water. So that's something very unique. I don't think you can find that anywhere. It was insane, delicious. So Alfred's Coffee Place in Melrose. Number 8 on the list is St. John's Coffee Roasters. This is located in Portland, and it's very unique. If you drive around Portland, there's this beautiful bridge called St. John's. The architecture is like Gothic green, and I went on the most perfect day. First off, it was misty, it was foggy, and the bridge just stuck out. Its vibrant green colors just popped out from the freeway. I had to go underneath the bridge. There's a coffee shop, and St. John's is like a garden. Once you go in, it's like a little shack full of all these plants and flowers and succulents, and they have a little coffee stand, and I had one of the best coffee espressos there. It's a wonderful experience. By the way, no one was there. I was the only person in there. I think it was meant to be. Such a beautiful experience. St. John's Coffee Roasters in Portland. Number 7 is La Colombe Coffee, but the specific location in Washington, D.C. This location's almost like a brick surrounding, very cool. It's vibrant, full of college students from Georgetown, but also there's a bunch of attorneys, people that work, for the city, just I think they're probably in the Senate. Who knows? But they're just yuppies sipping coffee. A beautiful experience. If you know La Colombe coffee, it's popular here in the Bay Area now, but they mainly sell it at Whole Foods. And I think Costco sells them by the bundle, which are their cans. Trader Joe's sells La Colombe as well. But anyway, La Colombe, delicious coffee, East Coast type coffee. Their espresso is wonderful. It's not too bitter. Overall, that is a great coffee house in DC. Go check it out, La Colombe. Number 6 on the list is Ebrik Coffee in Atlanta, Georgia. So somewhere in downtown Atlanta, my friend and I were driving around. I was looking for a coffee house, and Ebrik Coffee came up. It's basically a Middle Eastern, Turkish-style coffee house. And it was the first time that I've ever had Turkish coffee served in a sezva. For those that don't know what a sezva is, it's basically like a copper-style cup with a handle, and you'll see it in like a bunch of travel videos. They put it on top of coal or a stove, and you pour in the Turkish coffee, and you just mix it around with the grounds. That is an excellent way to have coffee if you haven't tried it yet. Anyway, I went to this coffee house, and the owners turned out to be from Hayward here in the Bay Area. Really cool. I went back in 2016. One of the best experiences I've ever had. They served it in a gold platter, a gold sezva, and like a mini espresso cup. And it served me about 4 scoops of espresso, I want to say. So 4 servings. It was delicious, something interesting. And now the Turkish coffee boom has, it's been happening ever since then. They have it here all over the Bay Area, but there's not quite like that experience, I'm telling you. Anyway, that's Ebrik Coffee in Atlanta. All right, so number 5 on the list is Little Havana Restaurant in Miami. My boy Ray picked me and my boy Anil up from the airport, and his family took us to this restaurant in Miami. It was late night. It was Little Havana Restaurant, Cuban food, the whole shebang. But their cafe con leche is on point. It's on hit. I'm telling you, it was so addicting. I think I had 3 cups. After I had 1, I said, you know what, give me 2 more. It was beyond sweet. If you know what Cuban coffee is, they just put like a bunch of like a shitload of sugar in there, but it's a special type of brown crystal sugar flying out from Cuba, believe it or not. And the milk is it's different. It's out of this world. It's crack. Of course, the sweetness helps with that, but I'm telling you right now, Cafe con Leche at Little Havana Restaurant, that is the best Cuban coffee in Miami. I've had maybe 4 Cuban coffees from different coffee shops in Miami, but I think this one itself, just a Cafe con Leche, that one's on point. I can't remember the Cuban coffee shop that I've had in downtown Miami. It was some type of like cafeteria, but it was a stand outside in downtown. I was trying to search for it on Yelp, but for some reason it's not popping up. Maybe it closed down, unfortunately. But that was just delicious. If you were looking for a shot of Cuban coffee, that was the place. I just wish I had the name. Anyway, number 5 on the list, Little Havana Restaurant in Miami. Number 4 on the list is Kona Coffee and Tea in the island of Kona in Hawaii. This little Kona coffee shop is very unique, very interesting. They serve pure 100% Kona beans, of course, being at Kona. A lot of the Kona out here, really, they're about like 50% pure. It's not really all authentic, but out there, you gotta have it, especially in Kona. And it's delicious. I think on its own, all black was it was sweet. It was almost like hot chocolatey. It was delicious. A cup ran me about $6, but it was so worth it. Being pretty pure and rare, it's pretty pricey, which is understandable. But yes, you gotta hit up Kona Coffee and Tea on Palani Street in Kona. Number 3 on the list is, Philz Coffee, but the location on Mission on the 24th Street. That's the original location. When you go there, it's just very unique. Being in the Mission, it's full of culture, that Latin vibe, graffiti, that street urban style. It's just a beautiful coffee shop. Bunch of people from the neighborhood go there, and it's just wonderful. Philz being located all over in all these different parts of California and stretching out in places such as Washington, even Chicago. going to the heart, that's where it is, and all their coffees are really delicious. My favorite is the Jacobs. It used to be the mint mojito, just like everyone else. I was a hipster back then, but that was like in 2013 is when I had my first sip. And Jacobs is something that I started just aiming towards. But today I have a filtered soul, and filtered soul is delicious. It's hazelnut and chocolatey. It's beautiful. Sweet and creamy is the way to go when you hit up Philz. All black if you're gonna hit up a cold brew, or all black if you're gonna hit up a Jacobs even. Ambrosia is also great black. It's pretty light, but otherwise, yeah. So number 3 on the spot, Philz Coffee in the Mission. All right, we're getting close. So number 2 on the list is Qahwah House, located in Dearborn, Michigan. It's right near Detroit. It's a heavy influenced Arabic community. For you guys that don't know, Dearborn is the largest Arabic community outside of the Middle East in the United States. And it's heavily concentrated. And there's a Yemeni coffee shop. It's delicious. It was something I've never had. So pure coffee beans from Yemen. And what I had was a Yemeni latte, which was lavender, and it had like cardamom and cinnamon and ginger. It was pure, it had some spices in there. It was delicious. Something that I've never had before. Kind of relates to the curry coffee that I've had in the Wormhole that I repeated earlier, top 10 in Chicago. But yeah, this coffee is great coffee house, something very unique. And if you're ever out there in Detroit, hit it up. And number 1 on the list is Blue Bottle, but the location in Hayes Valley in San Francisco. So it's on Linden Street. This one is very unique. I remember as, maybe like over 10 years ago, I just wanted to search for the best location and something that was just eye-popping. This was a stand in a garage, mini garage in the middle of Linden Street. You hit it up and the garage front door is open, little stand, and they're just serving you. I think this is very unique. There's a lot of things to do around Hayes, such as that park that's right there. So you can take your cup, sip it, then have ice cream at Smitten, or maybe a bite, maybe at the Pancake House right there. It's just unique. Also, Ritual Coffee is right next door, which is also a great coffee shop. But yeah, Blue Bottle off Linden Street in the Hayes Valley. That's the spot. That's my number 1. That's where my heart is at the end of the day. And Blue Bottle Coffee, if you've had it, it's perfectly balanced and they don't do too much. It's your typical latte, cappuccino, espresso, a mocha, and of course their popular New Orleans iced coffee. But you know, it's just the best coffee I've ever had up to this point. Anyway, Blue Bottles is my number 1 on the list. The reason why I made this video is because I thought, you know, since I'm a heavy coffee drinker and I'm such a coffee fan, I thought, why not do a top 10? I went back on my Yelp page and I didn't realize that I have reviewed over 100 plus coffee shops around the nation. I think that's a lot. I think that receives a big pat on the back for someone who loves coffee. It's just something that I love doing. Great adventure. I've had coffee all around. There's so much to choose from, but these I thought were the most unique. Now, the coffee brands is one thing, right? Is what they're known for, but I wanted to give you an experience of what it's like. And these coffee shops for my top 10 list, these are like, this includes the experience, the location, just the vibe that you get when you're there, when it's just you and that cup and everything around you. You're just following how you feel at the moment, and that to me is why I made this list in these specific locations. Allie's top 10 coffee shops, that's where it's at. For more information on my reviews on these coffee shops, you can always hit up my bookmark list in my Yelp page. It's alisterdv.yelp.com. You can check out all my reviews, all the locations. I also put it in pictures. It's all there for you. Anyway, if you're a coffee drinker like me and you're part of the game, this is very important. Just keep drinking, keep doing what you're doing, and yeah, check it out. Just try more coffee out there. There's a lot that you're missing out on, trust me. But yes, I'm gonna leave it at that. Subscribe to my channel, Grubbin with Allie. Drop a like, support your boy. Drop a comment down below. Let me know your favorite coffee shop. Let me know if you recommend anything. But yeah, I mean, Until then.